using mental math. So the least common multiple, which is also known as the LCM, is the smallest multiple that is shared by two or more numbers. So let's look at the example 1. It was recommended to Sam that his dog needs to be groomed every 8 weeks and have its nails cut every 5 weeks. If both were just done this past week, how many more weeks until both will need to be done again on the same week? So let's look at method 1. So the multiples of 8, right? If we use just looking at the multiples of both of the numbers, we start with itself, right? We have 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, and 64. We can stop there. Now let's look at multiples of 5. So we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and we'll just stop there. Now when we go ahead and look at both of these multiples, if we're looking for the smallest multiple that's shared between the two, we notice the first number that they share is 40. So our least common multiple then would be 40. So that would be our solution. Now let's go ahead and look at the next example. So example 2, method 2. So actually let's go down here. We can use mental math by testing the multiples of the larger number. And what we ask is, can it be divided by the smaller number? So let's look at this example. It's recommended to Charlie to have his tires rotated every 12 months and change the oil filter every 4 months. If Charlie just got both the tires rotated and a new oil filter, how many more months until both will need to be done again on the same month? So if we're going to go ahead, we see we have 12 and we have 4. So we take the larger number, we divide it by the smaller number, and we get 3. So this does work. So we could say 12 is a multiple of 4. So our least common multiple will have to be 12, right? And so the reason the least common multiple is 12, right? So if we look at this, so we have got 4, 8, and 12. Notice that the third number right here, right, this 3 corresponds to 1, 2, 3. That's where we get to the 12. And then if we look at multiples of 12, we have to start out with 12, 24, 36, and so on. And so the first, right, common multiple is going to be 12, because anything between 4 and 12 cannot be a common multiple, because 12, it wouldn't include 12, right? The first one for common multiple, or a multiple of 12, is going to be 12. So it has to be a 12 or above. So in this case, it is actually 12, because if we go ahead and divide the larger number by the smaller number, and we get a whole number, then we know 12 is a multiple of the 4. And therefore is our solution that we're looking for. So that would be our solution.